right now. Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call, powered by FanDuel Sportsbook.
All right, Paul, thanks very much. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call, powered by FanDuel Sportsbook. We're here taking your calls at 412-575-2600. That is the number of the Bordis & Bordis hotline up until 11 o'clock. So call, air your opinions about a variety of topics. You can also tweet me tonight at KD Pomp. You know, tomorrow is the big day in the NFL. We're going to find out which two teams head to Miami for the Super Bowl. Interesting matchups. You're going to see the first one between Tennessee and Kansas City. That's a 6 versus 2 matchup, and a repeat of a game that was played earlier this season, one which Tennessee won at Arrowhead, 38-35, in a come-from-behind effort, and Ryan Tannehill was outstanding in that game. But it wasn't the same Kansas City team, and Pat Mahomes was not playing as he is right now. He's coming off an injury, so this is going to be a different task for Tennessee, which is a 7-point underdog. I'd like to get your take on that game and what you expect. Derrick Henry has done something that no other running back in the history of the NFL has done, and that is rush for 180-plus yards in 3 consecutive games. He did it in his final game of the regular season, as well as the first 2 games of the playoffs. Can he do it again against Kansas City's defense? Likely, yes, but a bigger question will be, can Tennessee's defense slow down Patrick Mahomes? You'll see that game 3:05 on KDKA-TV. And then in the second game, the NFC Championship game, also a rematch of a game that played earlier this year. It was Green Bay at San Francisco, and Green Bay got annihilated in that game as they lost 37-8, I believe that final score was. It was all San Francisco. So this is a rematch. Aaron Rodgers, certainly the more accomplished quarterback. Jimmy Garoppolo is young, but he's put up some good numbers. That should be an interesting matchup. Both those games have a 7-point spread. We'll find out what happens and which two teams head to Miami for the Super Bowl. I'd like to get your take on that one. In the meantime, we're also talking about the Penguins, who tomorrow will be at home against Boston. They're looking forward to this game, and as I said in the sportscast, having Detroit right in the middle of 2 Boston games, that was kind of a difficult assignment because it's against the worst team in the NHL. You put a lot of energy and a lot of physicality in that Boston game, which went to the Bruins at 4-1. Looking ahead maybe to Sunday, they didn't play all that well last night, but they did get the win coming from behind. And what about Brian Rust, who has really taken over for Jake Gensel, who's out with that injury, and he's out for the balance of the season, it would appear. And Rust has just picked right up because there's no Phil Kessel either, remember. They traded him. Galchenyuk's not playing on that power play, so it's Ryan Rust. And Brian Rust has been terrific. 20 goals on the season now, and he's done it in less than 35 games. Pretty amazing clip. Can he continue? Do the Penguins still need some help? Yes, I think they do. If I were Jim Rutherford, I'd be looking at a sniper somewhere, somehow to get it. Would I trade a goaltender? No. And I believe that Mike Sullivan may come back with Matt Murray tomorrow. At least he's played well enough to get another start tomorrow. 28 saves on 29 shots last night. And quite frankly, I think he's played better of late than Tristan Jarry, although Jarry has been really spectacular all season long. So that's going to be an interesting competition, and it's good that competition is there between those guys. You can certainly use that to your advantage if you're a head coach like Mike Sullivan, and we'll see what he does tomorrow. But it looks like Yaroslav Halak will be the goalie, and he was the winning goalie the other night in Boston. Tuukka Rask still out with an injury. Not sure the severity of the concussion he has, but he went on IR. So Halak will be the man, you would think, against probably Matt Murray, in my guess, but it may be Jarry. Whatever the case, it's a good choice for Mike Sullivan. This team is playing well. As I said in the sportscast, they pulled it within 4 last night of Washington until Washington went to New York today, and you saw what happened there, Ovechkin. And by the way, before, and I've gotten a lot of Twitter response to Alex Ovechkin moving past Mario Lemieux from 10 to 9, I think it is, all-time goal-scoring list. For those of you in Washington who want to somehow throw that at us here in Pittsburgh, that's fine. But, you know, and I've always said Alex Ovechkin is one of the best goal scorers I've ever seen. However, keep this in mind. Mario Lemieux accomplished the same amount of goals, but he did it in 230 fewer games. That's all you need to know about Mario Lemieux. One of the greatest performers ever in the history of Pittsburgh sports. And when you do it in that many games, you're really doing something special. Ovechkin's great, but quite frankly, Lemieux is in a class by himself when it comes to that. 412-575-2600 is the number to call. You can call us on that if you want to talk still about the signal scandal down in Houston. You can do that. A lot of guys. Alex Bregman was quoted today on Twitter and pretty much said that there's nothing to that. We did not wear electronic monitors. But the problem is the video suggests otherwise. What do you believe? And what do you think should be done by baseball moving forward? Because I think that is the biggest question right now. How do they stop this from happening again? What steps would you take? Call right now, air your opinions. This is the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. We're on 7 nights a week, always right here on Pittsburgh CW. The Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call is brought to you by Ireland Contracting, putting new roofs on Pittsburgh homes for over 25 years. Call Ireland Contracting at 1-800-NEW-ROOF.